Did you hear that Diddler got hit with 120 new lawsuits?
Here we fucking go, the weekly freak report.
In a 10-day period, over 3,000 cases were submitted to a prominent attorney in Houston, Texas, a good brother Tony Busby.
Sleep on Busby, a name like that, he's gotta be good.
Of the 120 people, 50% male, 50% female.
50-50, so everybody gets love.
With the youngest victim, allegedly, being 9 years old.
9? The most vulnerable? Fucking disgusting.
They would go to the hospital after the crimes were committed, get a toxicology report, and on this report, the grand majority of them tested positive for horse tranquilizer.
These guys was fucked up.
That would knock out Andre the Giant.
Who has that in abundance? Did he have a stable of horses, or he's just a fucking king freak?
I'm naming corporations, banks, hotels, and pharmaceutical companies, all who knowingly somehow profited off of the king freak.
Secret corporate sponsorships for the freak off?
But this whiteboard is more about his connections to other celebrities.
All right, I'm down to theorize. Let's get into it.
Remember the good sister Brittany Murphy?
Oh no, of course I remember Brittany Murphy. She was a sweetheart. Former Mrs. Kutcher.
Funny you mentioned that. She did date Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher was close personal friends with the Diddler. He might have been his most frequent attendee of all parties.
Ashton Kutcher got some of that punk money. He started mixing up with the wrong type of people.
You saw what he did to Justin Timberlake's guitar.
Earthquake around Drake?
So do you remember there were suspicious circumstances around her death?
Thought it was an overdose.
No, it was not an overdose. Brittany Murphy allegedly passed away of the P word.
The P word?
Silent P. Pneumonia.
Oh!
The toxicology report came back and found that she also tested positive and had traces of rat poison.
Her shit was laced. Somebody laced her shit.
Was she on the verge of exposing Diddy, who was close personal friends with her ex, Ashton Kutcher?
So Brittany Murphy was gonna expose. And pneumonia, man, too close to home. Miss Porter.
5 months after Brittany Murphy died of pneumonia/rat poisoning, her husband died in the same house of pneumonia as well.
And there was traces of it left over. He got it in his system somehow.
Before Brittany Murphy lived in that house, Britney Spears lived in the same home, but she was getting bad energy, bad juju. She called up an exorcist to get rid of all the demons in the house. They came in, they did that. She still felt uncomfortable and she left the crib.
Say what you want about Britney Spears, but she's perceptive.
Keep in mind, Kim Porter, Brittany Murphy were serviced by the same coroner. So did Diddy pay off the coroner for both cases of ladies?
I mean, yeah, that's entirely possible.
Ashton Kutcher at one point was America's sweetheart, would you say so?
Yeah, I would say so. My son Kelso had me weak.
So Ashton has ties to Thorn, which is a group against child sex trafficking. Yet somehow, he's close personal, if not best friends with Diddy, who's one of the biggest sex traffickers in the country. Was his connection to Thorn just a means for Diddy to traffic and procure girls?
That would be extremely dark. But is it not possible that these celebrities were at the fucking Diddy parties without getting access behind the freak curtain?
Ashton's too close to Diddy to not know. Sources are also saying that Mila has kicked him out of the crib for what's about to come out.
I recently saw on Twitter, because, you know, I got sources too sometimes, and Mila and Ashton were seen just the other day going food shopping with their kids.
They could have both been clones.
They could have been clones!
So the good sister Jaguar Wright, she went on the good brother Piers Morgan show.
Piers Morgan is thirsty.
He was more calling out Jay-Z for his silence.
Is everyone in fucking Hollywood a fucking scumbag?
Jaguar said Jay-Z knew what R. Kelly was up to and was up to similar shit, made him take the fall, and then had Jay-Z's best friend Dream Hampton direct Surviving R. Kelly.
To be like, I'm putting all this information out there, that's how little I have to do with it.
And let's shout out Cassie one time for really being the spark plug behind this whole investigation. She was the one brave enough to take a stand and report.
That video was tough to watch. That was disgusting. I am sorry on behalf of all men. Fucking scumbag.
So Diddy's lawyer, he was trying to explain, it's not strange that Diddy bought all the baby oil because he bought it in bulk at Costco.
I saw that Costco was like, we don't carry that much baby oil in bulk. Keep us the fuck out of it.
Theories are now arising that all of that baby oil itself is laced with GHB.
Put it in the Johnson & Johnson. They're a family company. They can't have anything to do with this.
An alleged victim of the freak-off says not only is it a sexual situation, but these are satanic rituals, and Diddy is the devil.
Satanic diddly?
She says she was under the guidance of Child Protective Services.
So CPS is involved too. They're corrupt, and they're sending people to the diddler's compound for diddling. Oh, God.
Now we're moving on to another dark connection. People have theorized that around the time of her death, Aaliyah was on the verge of breaking out of her contract and going out on her own. She didn't even want to get on the plane that eventually killed her, so they made her take a sleeping pill. She boarded that plane unconscious.
No fucking way.
The pilot had traces of coke and alcohol in his system, crashed 200 feet after takeoff. 2 days later, Jay-Z releases an album with her abuser R. Kelly.
Jesus Christ.
Did they have something to do with Aaliyah's death? Did they rock the boat?
Jay-Z is a proud son of Brooklyn, and I refuse to throw him under the bus until I have concrete evidence. But everybody else on this board is a fucking psycho.
Elon Musk yesterday tweeted, "Who could have ever known about all of this?" Aubrey O'Day of Danity Kane said, "Why don't you ask all your friends, stupid?"
Oh, a freak off in a Cybertruck? I'll fucking throw up. I can't wait for next week's update. This is an ongoing saga. Disgusting!